Doctor, I'm not eating anything, but my blood sugar still won't go down. These sentences sound familiar to you, don't they? You experience this frequently as well. Do you know what the reason actually is? Blood sugar is our body's response to stress. If you can't manage your stress, your blood sugar won't drop. We also see this in diabetic patients. Doctor, I cut out bread and sugar, but my blood sugar still won't drop because you're not eating the things you should be eating. In diabetic patients, carbohydrates are restricted a bit, but not eliminated. Diabetic patients cannot follow a ketogenic diet. Look, even when a diabetic follows a keto diet, their blood sugar will stay high. In fact, on the contrary, the risk of non-ketotic hyperosmolar coma will increase. Carbohydrates are not forbidden for diabetic patients. On the contrary, balance is what's important. Carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Even when a diabetic cuts carbs to zero, their blood sugar doesn't drop. Even if it does, it's only for a short time. The pancreas begins to suffer continuous damage. Over time, the pancreas can no longer produce insulin. Some doctors even call this the progression of type 2 into type 1. In other words, the pancreas has now failed. That's why we don't say, I became diabetic, so I cut carbs from my diet. We don't say that. This is a misconception. Balance is key here. Carbohydrates can be restricted. We don't recommend processed foods anyway. I didn't say go consume milk, eat fruit constantly, or eat bread. Balance is key. Too much fruit is also harmful. Milk isn't something we constantly recommend anyway, but the balance of carbs, protein, and fat is important. So for a diabetic, it's not just I restricted carbs and that's it. We see this frequently. The diabetic has cut carbs, but their blood sugar won't drop. First is stress and second is poor nutrition. Both are important for diabetic patients.